Welcome to Quick Bite, your fast and friendly Florida insurance update.
Hello. My name is Roshonda, agency owner of the Isom Insurance Group right here in the Sunshine State of Florida. And welcome back to another Quick Bite episode, your fast and friendly insurance update. Today is Friday. It's Friday. September the 19th, 2025. And remember, we're now calling Fridays Free Friday. That means we're tackling real questions from our customers and prospects this week. Today's focus is homeowners insurance coverage, breaking down what each section really means, sharing examples, and helping you see where gaps might exist. Let's start right at the top with the coverage that protects the roof over your head, dwelling coverage. Dwelling coverage, also called Coverage A, protects the structure of your home itself. Think walls, roof, foundation, and built-in systems. We had a customer ask, how do I know if I'm covered for the full cost of rebuilding? Great question. Here's the start. Here's the stat. The average cost to rebuild a home in Florida right now is about $200 to $250 per square foot. That means a 2,000 square foot home could cost between $400,000 and $500,000 to rebuild after a total loss. If your policy shows $250,000 in coverage A, you could be severely underinsured. Of course, protecting the house is one thing, but what about everything inside it? That's where personal property coverage comes in. Personal property coverage protects your belongings, furniture, clothes, electronics, and more. I always explain this to customers. If you turn your house upside down and shook it, everything that falls out is considered your personal contents or personal property, and you need to make sure that you have enough coverage for those items. One prospect this week said, does my policy cover my jewelry if it's stolen? Here's the truth. Most homeowners policies limit jewelry coverage to around $1,000 to $2,500 total, unless you add a rider or schedule it. So I had a client. She had a $10,000 engagement ring without the scheduled jewelry rider. Their policy would have only paid $1,500 after it was stolen. That's a gap we want to avoid. Now, protecting your stuff is great, but what if you can't even stay in your house after a claim? Let's talk about loss of use coverage. Loss of use coverage pays for extra living expenses if your home is unlivable after a covered claim. For example, if a fire forces you out for 3 months, this coverage helps pay for a hotel, rental homes, food costs, and even laundry. Here's a stat. After Hurricane Ian in 2022, the average displaced Florida homeowner needed about 60 to 90 days of temporary housing. Without loss of use coverage, those costs easily would have been $4,000 to $7,000 a month, coming straight out of pocket. Liability coverage protects you if someone sues for bodily injury or property damage. This week, one customer asked, if someone slips by my pool, will my policy cover it? Yes, typically up to your liability limit, which is usually $100,000 to $300,000. And the difference in premium from $100,000 to $300,000 is minimal. It's usually you're talking about $5 to $10 for the year. So I always recommend at least going to $300,000 for your limits of liability. But here's the kicker. Florida lawsuit payouts can reach $500,000 easily. That's why we often recommend bumping liability up to $500,000 and considering an umbrella policy for extra protection. Just a little side note on this too, you can do $300,000 on your homeowners and still get that umbrella policy. Most umbrella carriers allow you to carry a minimum $300,000 on your homeowners. Liability coverage isn't the only medical related coverage that's included in your policy. Now let's look at medical payments coverage. Medical payment coverage is smaller but useful. It pays medical bills for minor injuries on your property, usually $1,000 to $5,000 regardless of fault. Again, the difference in premium is very minimal from 1,000 to 5,000 worth of coverage. So I always suggest to customers or prospects carry at least 5,000 medical payment coverage. You're not saving or paying more in coverage. It's very minimal. For example, a neighbor's child scrapes their arm on your fence. Medical payment coverage would pay the ER visit without needing a lawsuit. Now, beyond the basics, a lot of Floridians ask, what optional coverages should I think about? Let's break down endorsements. Endorsements are add-ons you can choose to strengthen your policy. This week's top questions were about water backup endorsement, which protects against drain or sump pump overflow. Average claims are 10,000 plus for those type of claims. Another one is screen enclosure endorsement. A Florida must have, because most homes here in Florida, because of our weather, usually have screen enclosures around their pools or even screened in patios. Hurricane winds often rip lanai screens, and not all carriers include them. So again, that's why you want to have that screen enclosure endorsement. Ordinance or law coverage pays the extra cost of bringing your home up to modern code after a loss. And very common in older Florida homes, but even newer homes, because here in Florida codes can change because again we're hurricane prone. So a lot of times codes or requirements can change. So even older homes or newer homes still need to should consider carrying ordinance and law coverage. So far, we've talked about the building, belongings, and liability. But what about the big picture? Let's put it all together with a recap. To recap, dwelling protects the structure, personal property protects your belongings, loss of use helps if you can't live at your home due to a covered loss, liability and medical payment protects against injuries and lawsuits, endorsements can help fill in the common gaps. Customer tip: always review your declarations page annually. Again, I push this at least before your renewal. Make a time to review your policy. Schedule time to review it with your agent. 60% of Florida homeowners haven't updated coverage in the past 3 years, even though construction costs have risen nearly 30% since 2020. That's it for today's Free Friday Quick Bite. I'm Roshonda with the Isom Insurance Group. Remember, all of this is for educational purposes only. Every policy is different, so always review your specific coverage with a licensed insurance professional. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop your questions in the comments or any topics you would like for us to cover in an upcoming Quick Bite episode. Drop that in the comments. Until next time, stay safe, stay covered, and enjoy your weekend. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Visit us at isomInsuranceGroup.com.